Welcome back, guys. This is going to be part 2 of converting my tin top transporter into a camper. It's already got the Z-bed, as you can see there, but part 1 was cleaning it up and pretty much getting a fresh base for starting to work, so I'm not working through grime and stuff, because that's counterproductive. And I'm going to start attacking the rust and stuff with this bristled pad stuff, and that'll take the paint and rust off, and then I'll go over it with a rust converting spray, and then over that with primer to keep anything from spreading, and then from there I can do a coat, and then I'll probably do bed liner or something like that, help with insulation, and then go from there. So I'm gonna set this up and start taking away some rust. Here goes the first attempt, I suppose. Got him. This thing was 25 bucks, so I really hope it works. Now I may look ridiculous, because these are my goggles from middle school, but at least I won't get these in my eyes. Dead. So these are little plugs, and this one's completely stripped out. It didn't work at all. Fail. So I've decided to get a little more systematic about it, because I only have the weekends to work on it, and I feel like this is a lot to tackle in one weekend, so I have to do it section by time. So what I'm going to do is be a little systematic about it and be like, okay, I'm going to work and do that section, and the cap's right here, and then I'm going to do paint strip. And I've done some grinding to get rid of the rust, but I'm going to paint strip so I can see everything, grind, clean it up, and then primer so that that's set, and then I can move on to another section. And eventually when it's all primered, then I can go over and do a final coat of paint, and I might do a truck liner or something like that. So I'm just going to start doing one section, and then we'll see how that goes, and then do more sections as I can. So I was getting concerned that it wasn't going to work, because after I put it on, normally on other paint it would immediately start bubbling, and this one it didn't really start to do anything. But I put copious amounts on, and I've let it sit for probably 2 hours now, and you can see that it's starting to come up. Not all of it though, so I might have to scrape and then do more, and then it'll work a little better, but we'll see. It didn't work exactly as I had hoped, but it did get a good amount off, and that's more than I'm not going to have to grind off or anything. And that is paint, and I used that's a wire brush on that side. Pretty much just scraped down the channels, and that probably helped get a good amount of that off too. And a word of warning, or a word of caution, if you are doing this, I'm using aircraft paint remover, so it strips the paint off. It's a really harsh chemical, so if it is in like a closed area like this, I could set up a fan or be wearing some more protection. But if you get it on your skin as well, it really burns like really quick. So just be careful out there. And don't get it on your skin like I have multiple times before, because it's not a good time. This is all cleaned up, and now I'm going to do a little more grinding with the wheel. So it's actually been a few days since I have worked on the bus, because despite the weather outside, believe it or not, a hurricane did come through. Well, you can see our trees over there. A little tipped over, but so last thing I showed you guys was I grounded all this down, and then what I did was sprayed it with rust converter, because there's still just a little bit, like even after grinding, just to halt that rust from growing anymore. And then I put primer over it to seal it all, and then I came back after the hurricane and it looks like it's coming through. I don't know, but I've changed my plan on how I'm going to tackle this. I took the Z-bit out yesterday, and what I'm actually going to do is, I read somewhere that on the forums that the original paint is going to be the best bonding surface, because that was painted under the ideal conditions. So it's best to just, if it's still normal, the original paint, scuff it up and then paint over that. But there are some, like over here, there was some surface rust and stuff. So what I'm doing is grinding off all the surface rust, and then once that's all ground down, then paint over it with Rust-Oleum rusty metal primer. I've seen a lot of people use this, so I'm still going to do it section at a time, but it's going to be a lot quicker because I'll just get the little bits of surface rust ground down with the grinding wheel or whatever, using a wire disc. And that was, I think, $22 at Lowe's. Totally worth it, absolutely worth it, because I spent $10 on those two little I don't know, they're meant for taking off rust and stuff, except I went through one in a matter of minutes, and so that's worth its weight in gold. It'll last forever. So I've only done this side. You can see the difference between that side and that side. So I'm gonna keep grinding, and then I'm probably just gonna do like up to here for now. I gotta get this plug out because it's stripped, but I'm gonna do like up to here, finish grinding the rusty bits, and then spray that, and that'll be sealed. And then I can move on to the other side, and then the rest of the bus, or the interior. So I'm gonna keep doing that. So I've gotten this section ready for paint. I'm doing up to about here, up until that mid mark, and yeah, I'm not gonna paint up here yet, because I need to clean that. That's like glue, because there's like pads there. But I'm gonna do the floor, some up there for now, and yeah, there's oh never mind, I thought that was a rust hole. That's not, that's a screw hole. But there are like these little rivets, or not rivets, I don't know, I guess they were like spot welds at one point, like, and like most of them, there's like a little hole, well not most of them, about half of them, there's like little holes poking through. Here there's hole, obviously that big hole. And then I took a screwdriver, and I looked at the bottom and it looked a little crusty, so I took a screwdriver and I just went, and it went straight through. So that's something else I'll have to fix, but I'll get it done. So for now, I'm just gonna paint this. I was gonna set up my tripod so that you all could watch the paint process, I guess, but I left that at my dorm during the hurricane, so you'll just see after I've painted. Round 2. So I've got most of the back done. A couple spots I want to touch up, but got most of the back done. Obviously still have to tackle that and a little bit over there. Hopefully I don't have to replace any actual metal over there. And then I peeled the vinyl off that seat because gross. Yeah, now I'm starting to do the same for up here. I know I'll have to replace obviously These are some big holes, but I just want to stop any of this from actually growing. So I'm gonna grind some of that and then spray it. It's been about a week, but I actually did do the floors, or worked on the floors up here. Once again, obviously, still holes there. Those are still there, but at least, oh, there's a little water. Might want to let this air out. But at least there is something to protect the rest of it from rusting anymore. And right now I just have a blanket back there, so it doesn't look as bad. But the next step is obviously I have to do the rust, but let's take the keys back. But let me show you what I'm working on right now. I'll be making a video for this too, but yeah, trying to make a seat right now, but pretty much before I can do anything major on the bus, I have to finish this, which there's sort of a lot, sort of not. Just gotta tackle one bit at a time and get that all together, which will be nice, because then once I get this finished, then the rest of it is just bus stuff, so I can move things around, and then I can actually take the roof rack off the bus and get that in here and start tearing things apart. So I just need to finish the bike. I'm going to do that as fast as I can because I want to ride it, and I want to be able to pull the bus in here, and then I can tear the bus apart and start really tearing into it and pull the windows out, take the roof rack off. Got to do that before I pull it in because it won't fit. And then out comes the grinder and pretty much probably the rest of the interior, all the extra bits on the outside, because after all the metal work I will be painting it, so it'll be the full strip down, and then we can start to have a nicer bus that's not so rusty. And then after that, paint, and after that putting it back together and building camper interior. After that, camping, which I'm excited for, and just driving around and do some engine tinkering, but that'll be along the way. So I'm just gonna work on the bike now, and yeah, updates to come. Thanks, guys.